file dito sa impeachment court, betrayal of public trust, di ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
At saka other high crimes.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Hindi grave threat at saka inciting to sedition, di ba?
I think yung Article 4 yata may nakalagay doon, Your Honor, na...
Pero hindi yun ang main charge, di ba?
Yes, Your
Betrayal
Honor.
of public trust.
Opo.
Sige, kasi naliligaw ako eh.
Thank you.
Naalala mo ba yung kaso ni Ronel Mas? Yung taga Zambales na nagkaroon ng Facebook post.
Yes, sir. Naalala ko po pero hindi ko kami may hawak ng case na yan.
Pero kung maalala mo, dahil division ninyo ang nagsampa ng kasong inciting to sedition, no? Tama ba?
I-check ko yung record, hindi po yata ako may hawak
Dahil,
ng case.
well, to refresh your memory, nag-post siya sa social media offering 50 million to anyone who would kill former President Duterte. At that time, he was
Yes, sir.
the president.
Yes, sir.
So,
That's the news.
you remember that?
Yes, sir. That's the news.
Oh. Tapos, inaresto siya. Sabi niya, I will give 50 million reward kung sino makapatay sa dating presidente. So, nakita ng inyong division na ito ay inciting to sedition. Tama?
Yes, sir.
And therefore, sinampahan siya ng anti-cybercrime law.
Opo, sir.
Meron ding isang kaso, 14 May 2020. Dito naman sa Osamis. Pero palagay ko police investigation ito. No? Pero same, Cybercrime Prevention Act, inciting to sedition, ginamit ang Facebook account, Joe Mark Medina, and posted that he would give 150 million to anyone who would kill then President Duterte. So ito rin, naging kaso ng anti-cybercrime law.
Nabalitaan din po namin.
Okay. So, dito sa dalawang ito, in other words, to explain inciting to sedition, ang ganitong mga remarks have the tendency precisely to if not attack the government, put it in, mobilize individuals or people to go against government, tama?
Yes, sir.
So that is what you found in the earlier, in the later case of inciting to sedition that you have recommended for PI
Opo, sir. Yes, sir.
Vice President.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, yung isa sa mga heated arguments namin during that time nung ina-analyze namin yung case, nagtanong kami sa sarili namin, if we allow this unaddressed, yung pagganyan na nagbabanta sa buhay ng presidente, pag hinayaan lang natin at yan yung maging norms na ng ating society, kahit sino na lang po pwedeng gawin yon. At alam ho natin magkakagulo pag ganon at walang ang regulation at pag di ho in-strict yan, sasabihin ho ng mga tao, okay naman pala kahit...
Lalo na ngayon dahil sa social media, no? Malaki ang impluensya. Pag nakikitang nangyayari ito at hindi natutugunan,
Opo, sir.
sabi niyo may problem. Thank you. No more.
Thank you po, Your Honor.
What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Villanueva?
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer, just one question, quick question on this particular topic on inciting to sedition, if I may.
The gentleman may proceed.
Yes, again, let me ask the witness just to clarify the factual basis for the National Bureau of Investigation's possible inciting to sedition. No? We recognize, Mr. Witness, yung strong criticism of the President may fall within the realm of what we call protected political speech, and it's really a balance, and somehow yun yung nagpapa-confuse paminsan, kailan nagpo-fall into grave threats, kailan nagpo-fall into inciting to sedition. Pero bilang investigador, ano po yung nakikita ninyo na sa mga pahayag at sa surrounding circumstances na naging basihan po ng NBI para tignan ito bilang posibleng inciting to sedition at hindi lamang ito pumapasok doon sa tinatawag na political criticism?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, una, kinonsider namin sino yung utterer. So, una, yung utterer, the Vice President, the second highest official of the land. Then, pangalawa, kinonsider namin, ano ba yung mga in-utter ng Vice President? And then pangatlo, ano ba yung surrounding circumstances na like naging reaksyon nung recipient nung utterances o threats. Nakita ho namin na kung pwede palang gawin ito ng isang isa sa pinakamataas na posisyon ng Pilipinas at hindi natin ito i-address, hindi natin i-regulate, pwede na rin po pala itong gawin ng kahit na sino. Remember, Your Honor, Vice President is kinukonsider ho natin na model bilang public official. So tinitingnan po natin siya kung ano yung actuation siya sa public, kung ano yung pakikipagrelasyon niya sa ibang public official. So again, Your Honor, nung makita ho namin yan, may effect po sa mga tao. Kung ang Vice President kayang gawin yan at wala namang nangyari, gawin na rin natin yung iba. Yung ini-explain ko nga kahapon, may pattern, may consistent siya, and the fact na bold yung mga statement, pupugutan ng ulo, this country will go to hell because the person na nakaupo is hindi marunong maging presidente. Yung mga factor ho yun, finactor in namin. Pag nakita ito ng taong bayan at walang kilos na ginawa yung gobyerno, parang domino effect po yan. Pwede na. Susunod-sunod na. Alam naman po natin ang nangyayari sa social media. So nakita namin na dangerous to, alarming siya. So definitely, nung nag-imbestiga ang NBI at nakalap niya lahat ng kinakailangang ebidensya, yung findings po namin, kasama po doon yung inciting to sedition.
Is it safe to say na yung pinaka-core nito is that when it falls under that category na it somehow steers public uprising?
Definitely, based on our investigation.
Yun
yes,
po yung
sir.
core, would
Yes,
you say?
sir.
And do you use the same methodology as you use doon sa grave test? For example, yung 4 stages na binanggit po ninyo, identification, collection, analysis, legal evaluation, yung elements na binanggit nyo yesterday, yung factors considered, delivery, literal meaning, nature, relationship to the parties, blah, blah, blah. Ito ho ba?
Yes, sir.
Same?
Opo,
Same?
kasama po yan sa analysis namin. Ano yung epekto nito sa publiko pag ito yung naging norms na natin.
So
at
this is
hindi
the
natin-
same na ginamit po ninyo?
Yes, sir.
And last but not the least, Your Honor, Mr. Witness, for purposes of investigating itong inciting to sedition, may we clarify, because it was, I don't know if Senator Bongo made mention about this. To clarify lang, is it necessary that someone was actually incited? Yun po ba, just for purposes of investigating itong inciting to sedition, is it necessary that someone was actually incited para mag-fall dito?
Well, ang basis po namin, yung People versus Nabong, if I'm not mistaken, in order to be seditious yung speeches, it is not necessary na mayroong actual sedition. The law also penalizes or punishes those statements na mag-i-encourage to overthrow the government or to steer the people against the government or to disturb the peace of the community or to undermine public safety and public order.
Thank you
Yun ho ang
for
naging
the
consideration.
clarification. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr.
Senator Judge Ejercito, thereafter Senator Judge Villar. Mark, what is your pleasure, sir?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Presiding. For just one question.
You may
Dr.
proceed,
Yuno.
sir.
Nabanggit mo kanina yung yung admission against interest. Maaari po ba niyong ipaliwanag para mas maintindihan po ng nakarami? At why did you rely on this if ever ito pong admission against interest?
Yes, Your Honor. Maalala po natin yung November 2023, yung utterances niya na that she had already contracted a person to kill the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker, and that she instructed to be relentless. Itong utterance na to, instead na i-deny niya, which is definitely it should be denied kasi that's against her interest, instead na i-deny niya po iyon, nung November 26, the video, nung tinanong siya openly and in public, kung sinabi niya yon, nireiterate pa po niya, Your Honor. In fact, inadmit po niya na oo nga, may kinausap akong tao tungkol dyan. And in fact, sabi niya, may krimen ba? Ano ang nakikitang krimen doon sa may kinausap akong tao na pag namatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, patayin mo si Speaker, patayin mo si Lisa Marcos.
Was this, ito pong sinasabi niyong admission against interest, was this considered in your investigation?
Yes, Your Honor. Kasama po yun. Yun nga yung naging basis namin na aside doon sa sa utterances niya na no joke, kasi mukhang hindi, yung no joke, sufficient na ba na talagang seryoso siya? Nung makita ko namin yung video, na nireiterate pa niya at nag-admit siya, we concluded na seryoso ang Vice Presidente nung in-utter niya yun.
Thank you. No further questions, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you,
Thank you
Senator
po, Your
Judge
Honor.
Ejercito. Senator Judge Mark Villar, you have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you. Just a brief question for the witness. You mentioned,
Opo, Your Honor.
thank you. You mentioned earlier that there are many factors that come into play when you decide whether or not to file charges regarding grave threats.
Opo.
Now,
Yes,
there
Your
are
Honor.
many factors in how you decide what constitutes a grave threat.
Yes, Your
And I
Honor.
wanted to know, what weight do you give those factors? Are there certain aspects of a grave threat that you put more importance on, whether it's the type of threat or who the threat is made to? What does in the end, does the NBI give more weight to a certain element of
Yes, Your Honor. It's a convolution of these factors na kinonsider namin. Una, yung delivery or manner in which the utterances were spoken, which is sabi ko nga, nasa atmosphere na kung saan furious and fumingly mad yung Vice President nung sinabi niya yon. And then, aside from delivery and manner, kinonsider namin yung literal meaning ng statement, which is, on its face, makikita natin na even before the press conference was held on November 23, 2024. In fact, even before the questions was thrown by Francis Maui to the Vice President, the Vice President had already contracted.
But
Wala.
is there what do you give the most weight to? I'm aware that you have different factors that come into play.
Kinonsider ho namin-
Is there a specific, because binanggit nyo po yung, halimbawa, meron kayong 2 tests for grave threat. Binanggit nyo po kahapon. I just wanted to know what is the basis for, or if there is a hierarchy in the level that in all these elements, if there is a hierarchy. What the elements are,
There's a
but is there a
hierarchy.
hierarchy in those whether or not, when you decide on whether or not to file charges of grave threats?
Your Honor, it's a combination ng lahat po na factor po
So nothing is given more weight than, not one in your past experiences. You've never, there's no, everything is equal. All these factors that you've mentioned.
Well, in this case, yung literal meaning, at the same time, yung nature ng instruction.
Is it more of the type of the actual threat? If it's a death threat, or if it's a, halimbawa, kung sasabihin niya, whether it's a threat of, is the gravity of the threat a factor, or is it who the threat is made to?
Yes, Your Honor.
Something that triggers your investigation more. I mean, what is there a factor that you place more weight to, or that you place more weight to when deciding whether or not to file these charges?
Yung status ho ng nagsasabi nun.
Yeah, when you made the
yung-
decision, I was curious as to what factors did you put the most weight to?
Yung nature of the instruction as well as yung the fact na may kinausap na siya bago pa man siya tanungin. Yun po yung dalawa na yun, sir.
And these are defined, are these defined in any legal, or this is just purely the discretion of the NBI, or is there a particular definition in the law that would create a hierarchy of?
I would say it satisfies the elements of grave threats, Your Honor.
Okay, but it's not necessarily defined in the law. A lot of it is open to interpretation of the NBI.
Yes, Your Honor. Based on facts, nakita ko namin, papasok ba yung elementong ganito, elementong ganyan, elementong ganon. Nung nagkaroon ho kami ng findings, nirefero namin sa DOJ. DOJ, sir, ito ang findings namin. Ano po masasabi nyo? Then nag-issue ho ng certification ng DOJ at ang sabi ng DOJ, certified, all of the elements required for the crime charge is complete. So pwede na tayo mag-proceed sa preliminary investigation.
Yeah, thank you. Importante po kasi na ma-define po natin kung ano po yung grave threat, kung ano po yung... and I just want to know what latitude does the NBI have in deciding whether or not to file a charge of grave threat.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, thank you
Opo.
very much, sir.
Opo, thank you, Your
Thank
Honor.
you, Senator Judge Mark Villar. Counsel for the respondent.
Just have last few
Sorry,
questions, Your Honor.
apologies. Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo. You may proceed when you're ready, sir. You have no more than 2 minutes.
Thank you. Just one quick question to our witness. Inciting to sedition po yung kinaso ninyo.
Opo, Your
Tama.
Honor.
Pero hindi ba nagbo-border ito yung inciting to sedition to propaganda? Kasi po ayon po sa diksyonaryo, propaganda is a form of communication that aims to shape the people's belief, action, or behavior. Na you say something para udyukan yung tao, para magalit. So, nagbo-border ito between propaganda and inciting to sedition. What made you say that this is inciting to sedition yung pinagsasabi ni Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte?
Again, Your Honor, we consider the elements ng inciting to sedition,
Okay.
one of which is yung whether the speeches disturbs the community. And then in-explain ko na po kanina yung mga comments. At the same time, yung responses ng recipients, gaya ng several government agencies and the President himself, as well as the Speaker of the House. And then, Your Honor, whether it would undermine public safety and public order, which is malinaw ho dun sa comments at reaksyon ng ating government agencies like the PNP, like the National Security Council, at ganun din po yung Presidential Communications Office. So, pinapakita ho nila doon na alarming yung situation, it's an active threat, at the same time, it's a matter of national security, at hindi ho ito dapat palampasin. In fact, may classification pa nga yung ibang agency natin na yung kinausap is assassin. Both the PNP and the PCO, sir. So, sila ho, nakalampag ho sila, itong mga government agency na to doon sa utterances na ginawa ng Vice Presidente. So, aside from that fact, nakita ho rin namin yung comments from social media platforms na meron ho talagang nabubuong magiging kaguluhan. Although, sabi ko nga po kanina, yung comments sa mga Facebook at social media platforms, hindi na ho namin nakasama sa affidavit of investigation po namin, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Witness.
Thank you, Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo. Counsel for the respondent, for the continuation of your cross. I heard you say
Last few questions, Your Honor.
after the cross, before redirect, we shall pause for a 15-minute break. Counsel for the respondent may proceed.
Attorney Lotok, does a Filipino citizen have the right to express dissatisfaction with our government?
Definitely, sir.
This is part of freedom of speech, correct?
Yes, sir.
And as long as we do not commit an act to overthrow the government, this is allowed, correct?
It depends, sir, kung mag-fall siya sa inciting to sedition,
Okay.
sir.
But in that press con, did VP Sara directly urge the public to overthrow the government?
There was no such kind of a statement, but there was a sort of tendency because of those utterances.
All right. She merely voiced out her personal opinion during the press con, correct? Opinions during the press con.
I cannot answer to that, Your Honor. Based doon sa nakalap namin kung ano hong nandito.
That's okay. So, and just like any other ordinary Filipino who has the freedom of speech, she should be allowed to do that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Unless we are under martial law again, she should be able to speak, correct?
I cannot speak kung yung situation na yan. That's hypothetical, sir.
Nothing further, Your Honors. Okay.
Thank you, Counsel for respondent. Again, as stated by the presiding officer, wala pa kayong balak mag-break talaga? Senator Judge Soto, let's give way to seniority. Thereafter, Senator Judge Pangilinan. You may
Thank-
proceed, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. This will be very quick. Naliligaw ako eh. Because I think that even some members of the public that are watching naliligaw doon sa discussion of grave threat and inciting to sedition. Di ba sa regular courts naka-charge yun, Mr. Witness?
Sir, wala pa hong, as far as I know, as far as the NBI Cybercrime Division is concerned, wala pa ho sa court, Your Honor. Nasa preliminary investigation pa lang ho
So,
yung case natin.
so pero sa regular courts pinafile, di ba?
Yes po. Opo.
Ang nakafile dito sa impeachment court, betrayal of public trust, di ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
At saka other high crimes.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Hindi grave threat at saka inciting to sedition, di ba?
I think yung Article 4 yata may nakalagay doon, Your Honor, na
Pero hindi yun ang main charge, di ba?
yes, Your
Betrayal
Honor.
of public trust.
Opo.
Sige, kasi naliligaw ako eh.
Thank you po, Your Honor.
Thank you, Senator Judge Soto. Senator Judge Pangilinan.
Yes, very quickly lang dahil napag-usapan ito since nag-umpisa tayo ng hearing. Yung authenticated video ba AI?
No, sir.
Ito ba
Yes,
fabricated?
No, sir. It's
Ito
not
ba
fabricated.
spliced?
Hindi po, sir.
So in other words, yung video ay accurate
Yes, sir.
and representation of what happened.
Authenticated.
Kasi
sir. Yes, po.
dalawang linggo na nating dinedebate kung i-admit ba o hindi, o et cetera, et cetera. Hindi naman din sinasabi ng prosecution na altered or spliced or yung defense, altered or spliced. Tama?
Yes, sir. Obviously,
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
well, obvious. One of the ways to identify whether AI siya o hindi, isa ho doon yung tinatawag naming visual analysis. Number one, yung human anatomy anomalies. So pag yung merong asymmetrical facial feature, pag merong unnatural positioning of hands, pag merong tinatawag
Nagiging anim o pito yung daliri,
Opo,
ganun.
opo, Your Honor. And then, kinukonsider din ho namin yung tinatawag naming temporal artifacts doon sa visual analysis. Meaning, kung sa one frame, ito ang condition, then pag tinuloy-tuloy mo nang i-play, minsan mawawala yung buhok, mawawala yung relo. So wala hong ganon na mga circumstances na
So for
nakita
the
namin.
record, lahat ng mga video na pinakita natin dito sa impeachment court, na pinakita ng defense at ng prosecution, lahat yon authentic.
Yes,
for
Your
the
Honor.
record, no?
Yes, Your
Whether
Honor.
the witness or at least both. Okay. Just to put it also on record na dito sa mga sinulat, kasi nung nag-imbestiga kayo, sumagot yung lawyer, di ba? Ni Vice President Sara. Itong dated saan ba yun? Annex I, sorry. No, Annex J. Yung Annex J, sinasabi, sumagot yung Vice President, yung abogado ng Vice President, no, na our client vehemently denies Annex K having made any threat constituting grave threats under Article 282 of the revised penal code in relation to so forth and so on. Since your office acknowledges, kayo yun, ano?
Opo.
That it has access to publicly available materials on the internet, diba? We are confident that the content will and context of the entire press conference subject matter of your investigation will bear this out.
Yes po.
So my question is, ito ba yung ginamit ninyong video? Yung sinasabi nilang it has access, since your office has access to publicly available material.
I believe so, Your Honor. In fact, yung video na yan is existing up to May
Yes.
2025.
Okay, so
if
in
I'm not
other
mistaken.
words, kahit ang Vice President's office referred to the video in your possession as part of yung kanyang clarification and defense na hindi grave threats ang nangyari.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. No other question for this matter.
Thank you. Chair declares. You want to do that now, Senator Judge Padilla? Yes, Senator Judge Padilla would like to interject before we go on a break. You may proceed, sir.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Tagapamahala ng Hukom at sa ating Ginoong Pangulo. Maari po ba makapagtanong sa ating mahal na saksi?
Opo, Your Honor. Maaari
Opo.
po.
Ang una ko pong katanungan sana ay taga saan po kayo na lugar, na probinsya?
Tacloban, sir.
Tacloban.
Tacloban City,
Opo.
sir.
Kayo po ngayon ay Regional Director ng NBI sa BARM.
Yes, sir.
Opo. Yun po ba ay isang promosyon para sa inyo na madala sa BARM? Dahil totoo po ba na kayo ang tinatawag na Golden Boy ngayon sa NBI?
I cannot comment on that po, Your Honor.
Kasi po ang
Nasa BARM po ako. Wala ho ako ngayon sa
Opo.
main office, sir.
promotion po ba yon? Yung napunta kayo sa BARM? Balita ko po kasi ilang beses na kayo na-promote sa NBI. 12 years na po kayo no, sa NBI.
Yes, sir.
Opo. Ilang beses na po kayo na-promote?
Since na pumasok ko ako sa NBI,
Opo.
sir. From investigation 1, 2, 3 noong 2015, 2016. Well, nung mula ako na pumasok ako sa academy, from investigation 1 hanggang ngayon sa regional director, sir.
Ilang beses po yan? Sa isang taon po
Sa isang taon? Anong taon po, sir, ang tinutukoy nyo?
Bago po kayo napunta sa BARM.
Bago ho ako napunta sa BARM, regional director po ako ng Mimaropa,
May Maropa.
Region 4B, sir.
Opo. Kayo po ba ang pumili sa BARM? Na
Hindi
kayo
po,
mapunta
sir.
to?
In the
Opo.
ex-agency of service, doon po kami nilalagay kung ano ang tingin ng direktor na makakatulong kami sa bureau.
Bakit po kaya naisip ng direktor na sa BARM po kayo? Kayo po ba ay may kaalaman sa Islam?
Hindi ko po alam kung ano ang naging basis ng direktor, pero
Kayo po mismo. Kayo po mismo. Ang BARM po kasi is Muslim Mindanao.
Yes, Your Honor.
Opo. Meron po kayong kaalaman sa Islam?
In terms of what do you mean kaalaman, sir? Yung
Sa religion po ng Islam kasi Muslim Mindanao. So, ibig sabihin, so kahit basic po siguro ng Islam, no?
Yes, sir. Kahit naman ho sino pwedeng i-assign kahit saang regional office dito sa Pilipinas.
Di ba po parang
Regional
autonomy ang autonomous region ng Muslim Mindanao. So, kailangan man siguro kahit paano meron kayong kaalaman sa Islam.
Konti siguro, sir.
Ano po yung konti na yun?
Well, isa po akong Kristiyano at hindi ko ho malalaman yung kabuuan nung
Siguro po dapat meron kayong basic din na knowledge ng Islam. Ano? So, pangalawang tanong po, okay na po yun. Pangalawang tanong po, meron po ba kayong, sa tagal nyo po, sa NBI, 12 years, meron po ba kayong na-encounter na kaso ninyo sa NBI? Kayo po mismo na-filean ng kaso?
Your Honor, normal ho sa mga NBI agents na makakasuhan. In fact, maging sa sinumang law enforcement agency. That's the price we pay for doing our job and for protecting the country. As a matter of fact, in the NBI, Your Honor, we avoid the noise. We just finish the job.
So,
sir.
ano po yan? Yes? Yes po yan? Yung sagot nyo? Yes?
Normal ho yan yun sa amin.
So,
sir.
yes po.
Attorney Loto, kindly answer the question.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes. Ano pong, pwede po bang malaman kung ano pong mga naikaso sa inyo?
Well, wala ho pa akong natanggap na official case galing sa ombudsman, pero may nakita na ho akong complaint na binigay sa akin from NBI. Hindi ko na humaalala yung sa case na yan. Pero nung chinek po namin yung case na yan, Your Honor, sabi ko doon sa mga kasama ko, tingnan nyo nga yung validity at authenticity ng case na to. Pinuntahan ho namin yung nagnotaryo. I
So,
think
meron
Makati
po, no?
Court yun.
Oh.
Yung Makati Court, nag-issue ho ng certification na peke yung notary. Diyan sa reklamo na yan. So sabi ko, huwag nyo nang pansinin, marami tayong trabaho. Kung fake yung notaryo na yan, mere scrap of paper yan. Huwag na nating pansinin. Although, nag-aantay po ako, Your Honor, na mag-notify sa akin ng OMB kasi sasagutin po namin na eto ho ang nakaalap namin, may 2 Chinese na nagreklamo. Chinek ho namin doon sa BI, yung 2 Chinese na yan, I think, 9 months nang overstay at pinaghahanap din ng...
Ano pong kaso po
Bureau of
yung
Immigration.
ipinatong sa inyo? Anong kaso?
Hindi ko maalala, Your Honor.
Hmm.
Meron may mga kaso doon na nakalagay. Pero again, sabi
Wala
ko
po
nga,
kayong isa kahit maalala na ipinatong sa inyo?
if I'm not mistaken, arbitrary detention, may
Mhm.
ganun ba? May unlawful arrest? Wala ho sa akin ng record kasi nga, sabi ko nga, nung makita namin na fake yung notary, hindi na ho namin binigyan ng pansin, Your Honor.
Kasi napakakapal po nitong hawak ko.
Wala akong problema, Your Honor.
Oo,
Sasagutin po
kakapal.
namin yan.
Apo.
Sasagutin ko
Hindi
po
niyo
yan.
pa po nasagot magmula noong February 29
Kasi wala pa hong official notice galing sa kung anong ahensya.
na nakarating po sa inyo. Wala pa.
Wala pa ho. Ang nakuha ko lang, yung kopya niyan, siguro may nagpadala sa akin. Sabi ko, teka muna, wala akong official na nare-receive from OMB. So, nung chinek ho namin, kung nag-i-exist ba yung kaso, fake yung notary, hindi na namin
So, ibig niyo
binigyan ng
pong
pansin.
sabihin hanggang ngayon, hindi kayo sigurado kung nag-i-exist to.
Dapat may notice na ako from Ombudsman.
Oo, di
sir.
ba po dapat ang reaksyon ng isang tao kapag may kaso, harapin?
Precisely,
Kasi
Your Honor. Hinihintay ko nga po yung notice from Ombudsman. Pag meron akong notice
Wala
ang
po kayong
Ombudsman-
notice hanggang ngayon sa
Wala pa
ombudsman?
po, Your Honor. Yun nga ang inaantay ko kasi sasagutin namin kasi meron po kaming certification na fake yung notary. Inaantay ko po, Your Honor.
Mas maganda po, maharap nyo kagad.
Definitely, hindi ko
lalong-lalo
namin
na po-
tatakbuhan yan, sir.
Kasi napakahalaga po ngayon nito.
Yes, sir.
Oo, ito po ay ang pinag-uusapan natin dito ay napakahalaga.
Yes, sir.
Opo, at ito pong mga kasong ipinatong sa inyo, perjury, robbery, extortion, theft, mainam po ito.
As I've said, Your Honor, in the NBI, we avoid the noise. We just finish the job, sir.
Opo, opo. Meron po akong tanong. Pangatlo. Opo. Kanina po na ang ganda ng talakayan nyo tungkol sa Romanov.
Yes, sir.
Opo. Alam niyo po ba yung istorya ng Romanov? At ang gaganda po ng mga sagutan ninyo, alam niyo po ba yung historical background ng Romanov?
Ang alam ko lang po dyan, Your Honor, yun yung nangyari sa, I think, Tsar, kung hindi ako nagkakamali sa Russia.
Sa Russia.
Opo,
Opo.
opo.
Sino po ba yung nakakalaban ng Tsar?
Again, hindi ko po maalala, hindi ko po nakita yung buong...
Yun. Kasi napakahalaga po malaman ng taong bayan kung sino po ang tinatawag natin na Romanov at
Yes,
sino yung nakalaban nila. Kasi po, katabi ko ang isa sa Marcos family.
Yes, sir.
Alam naman po natin lahat, batid natin lahat, na si Apo Lakay, Ferdinand Marcos Sr., ang number 1 na lumaban sa komunista dito sa Pilipinas. Batid naman din po natin na ang nag-execute sa Tsar kay Nikolai at sa kanyang mga anak, sa kanyang pamilya, ay ang komunista. Alam mo po ba niyo?
Yes, sir.
Opo. Ngayon, sino po ba ang pangalawang pangulo na lumaban sa komunista?
Sino po, sir?
Ay di si Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Hindi ba po dapat isipin natin yung Romanov ay tungkol sa threat na pumapasok sa mga pamilya na mga namumuno dito sa ating bayan na lumalaban sa komunista. Komunista po ako Gusto ko lamang pong alamin ninyo.
Yes, sir. Well, insofar as the investigation on the issue of whether or not may Romanov or operation of Romanov, ang sabi ko po kanina, nasa intelligence service po namin yan, at I think ang makakasagot po niyan, Your Honor, yung director po namin.
Opo, kasi nabanggit nyo kanina sa usapan po ninyo si Baste.
Yun
Na
po yung...
sinasabi nyo po kasi kanina sa usapan po ninyo, sa napakagandang usapan, na yung Romanov, hindi na ipapaliwanag kasi kung ano ba yung ugat nun. Napakahalaga po na alam natin yung ugat. Si Presidente Marcos Sr. ang lumaban sa komunista, kaya nagkaroon ng threat noong 1986.
Yes, sir.
Ngayon, sinasabi ni Baste na nagkakaroon ng threat sa kanila, pamilya, sapagkat alam naman nating lahat na ang nagpatuloy ng paglaban sa komunista pagkatapos ni Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte ay si Inday Sara Duterte, ang ating Vice President. Sumasang-ayon po ba kayo doon?
Wala po akong personal knowledge, sir.
Ay, bakit po kayo walang personal knowledge? Eh, yun po ang sumunod na assignment ng ating Vice Presidente pagkaupo niya. Siya po ang nag-take over ng NTF-ELCAC. Hindi po alam ng NBI yun.
Well, nag-NTFL ka siya, pero yung factual circumstances doon,
Factual,
wala pa po akong
wala po kayong... Pero alam niyo po, sagutin na lang po ninyo na siya ang nag-take over ng NTF-ELCAC.
yes, Your Honor.
Opo. Isa na lang po, ginoong tagapamahalang hukom. Sabi niyo po kanina, ulitin ko lang po, gusto ko lang pong malaman uli. Inamin niyo po na wala kayong personal knowledge tungkol dun sa threat ng Pangulo. Ng pangalaw, sabi niyo po kanina, wala kayong personal knowledge na kumuha na ng assassin o papatay sa Pangulo, ang pangalawang Pangulo. Narinig ko po kanina.
During that time,
Yes or no lang po.
during that time, ongoing ho ang validation namin,
So,
sir.
ibig niyo pong sabihin ngayon, meron na kayong personal knowledge na meron na kayong...
Hindi po, ongoing po ang validation. At sabi ko nga po, ang makakasagot po niyan, yung intelligence service namin at ang director po namin, sir.
So hanggang ngayon po, wala pa kayong personal knowledge.
In so far as the Cybercrime Division is concerned back then,
Hindi po,
ongoing
ngayon po.
ho yung
Yes or no po?
validation.
Ngayon po, sir. Mahal naming saksi. Ngayon po.
Kung ako tatanungin, wala pa po akong idea, pero baka meron ang intelligence service o ang director po namin.
Attorney Lato, kindly answer the question directly. It's answerable by yes or no. And I think
Yes, sir.
you know the answer.
Opo. Well, ako personally, wala pa po, sir.
Okay.
Yun lang po. Maraming salamat po,
Thank
mahal
you.
na saksi.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Your
you, Senator Judge Padilla. Chair declares a 15-minute recess. We shall resume at 5:38. At exactly 5:38. Trial is on short recess. Going to testify still under the same oath
Yes, Your Honor.
that you took yesterday. Chair notes that the witness understands that he is under the same oath. Counsel for the prosecutors, Attorney Ligutan, you may proceed with your redirect if you have any.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Please, again, good afternoon, Attorney Loto.
Good afternoon, sir.
Earlier, the defense showed you a video where the president, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., mentioned that he is open to reconciliation with the Dutertes, correct?
Yes, sir.
And if you know, when did that event, the interview happen, if you know?
I think narinig ko po kanina, parang June, sir, this year?
June of this year.
If I'm not mistaken, sir.
No.
June 2026.
In your investigation, Attorney Lotok, okay, you mentioned during the Rex that you considered the statements of the president. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
And do you also remember that you considered a video of the president giving his statement?
Objection leading.
Your Honor, these are preliminary questions. This is just based on his direct
This
examination.
is
allowed.
already redirect, Your Honor.
I know, preliminary question is allowed.
Reform Counsel.
Okay, now. You mentioned in your direct examination of a video where the president gave his reaction to the threats of the president.
Yes, sir.
Now, if shown a copy of the video, will you be able to identify the same?
Yes, sir.
Now, Your Honor, I move that the same video marked as Exhibit P dash Roman numeral 4 dash 13 be played for consideration of the witness and the court.
So directed. Is it in a USB? Is that in the USB?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you will again have to break the seal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yung seal, madali na i-break, ha? Mr. Witness, kindly break the seal
Yes, Your Honor.
in front of the assisting counsels for both the prosecutor and the respondent. Counsel, do you know the timestamp?
Your Honor, it's a, we will be showing only the first half of the video,
Okay.
Your Honor. It's not too lengthy, Your Honor, please.
Okay.
Ah, ano ba to?
Nakakabahala ang mga pahayag na narinig natin itong mga nakarang araw. Nandyan ang walang pakundangang pagmumura at ang pagbabanta ng planong ipapatay ang ilan sa at kadali ang pagplano sa pagpatay ng isang presidente. Paano pa kaya ang mga pangkaraniwan na mamamayan? Yung ganyang kriminal na pagtatangka ay hindi dapat pinapalampas. Yan ay aking papalagan. As a democratic country, we need to uphold the rule of law. Ako, bilang pinuno ng Executive Department at lahat ng mga nanunungkulan sa pamahalaan ay may sinumpaang tungkulin na tutupdin at pangangalagaan ang konstitusyon at ang ating mga batas. Kaya hindi tama ang pagpigil sa mga halal ng bayan sa paghahanap ng katotohanan. Hindi na sana hahantong sa ganitong drama.
Your Honor, in fact, in the booth, we are satisfied. We may
Ang
add at this point.
katotohanan
The tech is instructed to kindly pause and cease the playing of the video.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
You may proceed, sir.
Attorney Lotok, again, when did the press conference, the online press conference of the Vice President happen where she uttered that she already contracted a person to kill the President, for example?
Objection, Your Honor. It's misleading, Your Honor.
Why?
She never mentioned that there was a contract to begin with.
May kinausap na akong tao.
Reform Council.
Oh.
Reform the
Where,
word contract.
if I may, Your Honor, where the Vice President stated that she already contracted a person to kill the President.
Objection, Your Honor. The Vice President never said the word contracted.
Kinausap, Council.
Kinausap.
November 23, 2024, sir.
Now, November 23, 2024. Now, if you know, when did the President, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., issue that statement through the video that was shown a while ago?
If I'm not mistaken, I think November 24 or 25.
Of what year?
2024, sir.
So 1 or 2 days after the
Yes.
threats were made,
Yes,
correct?
sir.
Okay, now. You also mentioned earlier, in fact, I remember that instead of denying the threat,
Objection, Your Honor.
wait, I'm not yet
Objection
done.
on the use of the word threat, Your Honor.
Kindly let him finish his question, Council. Council for the prosecutor, finish your
Yes,
question.
Your Honor, yes, Your Honor. The question now is, you said that instead of denying her statement that she already spoke to a person to kill the President and the two others, you said that the Vice President did not deny that. Do you remember that?
Objection, Your Honor, leading.
Your Honor, just the basis, Your Honor. I mean, in fact,
Witness may answer.
Yes, Your Honor, based on the video dated November 26, 2024.
A video dated what?
November 26, 2024, Your Honor.
Your Honor, at this juncture, we move that video be presented again, but this time with a limited timestamp, Your Honor, please. And for the record, the same is marked as Exhibit P-4-26, Your Honor, please. It is sealed. I move that the defense may also observe the unsealing of such document, Your Honor, please.
Let the witness be the one to unseal it in full view of counsels for both parties. Thereafter, Tech is instructed to kindly play the timestamp to be identified by the counsel for the prosecutors.
And the timestamp is 10 minutes to 40 seconds to 11 minutes 50 seconds.
For the record, assisting counsel for the prosecutor, accompanied by assisting counsel for the respondent.
Event where the Vice President uttered those statements. When did that happen? If you know.
Again, Your Honor, November 26, 2024.
That is 3 days after she uttered in that November 23 press conference that she already spoke to a person, and the person said yes,
Yes,
to
Your
kill the
Honor.
president to others. Now,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay, now, Mr. Witness, what is your impression, if any, as to the emotional state of the Vice President when she confirmed that, in fact, she uttered those threats?
Objection, Your Honor. The witness is incompetent
All
to
right,
answer.
good. Your Honor, I invoke Rule 130, Section 53 of the Rules of Courts. If I may read, opinion of ordinary witnesses, general rule, not allowed. But I think if we read the exceptions, Your Honor, it says the witness may testify, however, on his impressions of the emotion, behavior, condition, or appearance of a person. Section 53, Rule 130, specifically allows the question I just posed as to his impression as to the emotional state of the Vice President when she uttered those confirmation threats. It's in the rules, Your Honor.
Comment,
please.
Your Honor.
Comment?
Your Honor, the rules provide that the person should be sufficiently acquainted, Your Honor.
No.
And that is not the case here, so such rule does not apply, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Overruled. Witness may answer if he knows.
okay,
Attorney
so
Noto, kindly answer if you know.
Yes, Your Honor.
what is the emotional state of the Vice President 3 days after November 23 when she confirmed that she uttered those statements?
Yeah, again, Your Honor, when we tried to connect that in the November 23, 2024 event and the November 26, 2024 utterances, it shows na hindi ho nagbibiro yung Vice Presidente nung inatter niya yung mga utterances nung November 23. At the same time, yung pagiging furious niya, at yun nga, yung sabi ko, yung fumingly mad ng November 2023, dala pa niya hanggang doon sa November 26 kasi nireiterate po niya, Your Honor, at inadmit po niya na meron siyang kinausap na tao to take revenge.
So she admitted it again 3 days after.
Objection,
on that
Your
day.
Honor, as unanswered.
All right, let me proceed, Your Honor, please.
Move
Now,
on, counsel.
Mr. Witness, earlier it was pointed out by the defense that now that line where the Vice President said that she spoke to a person and the person said yes to kill the President and the 2 others, that was just in response to a question by a certain Princess Maui. Do you
Objection, Your
remember that?
Honor,
Yes, Your
leading.
Your Honor, these are just preliminary questions. Your Honor, this is the purpose of redirect.
Let's move on.
Conf-
Let's move on, counsels.
yeah.
We all know what we're talking about here.
Yes.
Witness may answer.
Did you consider that statement, that fact, that it was only in response to Princess Mau's statement? If any, if at all.
Objection, leading.
Witness may answer.
Well, I don't think so, Your Honor, kasi yung utterances, yung nature ng utterances, may kinausap na ako, ma'am, huwag kang mag-alala. So, ibig sabihin, even before the questions was asked, may kinausap na ho ang Vice Presidente base doon sa utterances niya.
Again, what is the significance, if any, and if you know, and if at all, that fact to your investigation?
Well, it's very much significant because we were able to determine there is intent on the part of the Vice President. The Vice President is determined insofar as that statement is concerned. At the same time, the utterances were not product of a temporary fit of anger or spur of the moment. In other words, the utterances, the threat was real, was serious, Your Honor.
No. You remember during cross-examination yesterday, the good counsel for the defense presented you with a diagram using their props that the NBI is under the DOJ. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
And that the DOJ is under the NBI is under the DOJ and the DOJ is under the president, correct?
Yes, sir.
In fact, you were asked point blank whether the president, if they refer to the president as BBM, I would like to refer to our president as President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. You were asked if he intervened. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Did he, in fact, intervene, the president, to your investigation?
Objection,
if you
Your
know,
Honor,
if you
leading.
know, if you know,
Leading. Objection leading, Your Honor.
if you know,
Witness may answer.
None at all, sir.
what will you say that not at all?
Well, wala hong dumating sa akin na any information o any direction o any directive, even from the director, na nakipag-communicate ang presidente sa NBI during that time na nag-iimbestiga kami.
If you know, what is the basis of your findings in filing the cases for grave threats and inciting to sedition against the Vice President? If you know.
Ano, sir, what is the...
Basis of your findings.
Objection, vague.
That the witness
Objection, there's an objection.
Understands, you may answer.
Basis of the findings, well, as I have explained that, Your Honor, there were several factors that we considered before we come up into a conclusion. Yung una nga, yung manner, delivery, or the manner in which the utterances were spoken. And then the literal meaning of the statement, inexplain ko na rin ho yan. And then the nature of the instruction, relentless, huwag kang tumigil hanggat hindi mo mapapatay sila.
All right.
As well as the relationship between the parties involved, meaning the Vice President and the President, Your Honor.
No, thank you so much. Now, earlier, the counsel for the defense, in their argument that it was merely an exercise of the freedom of expression of the Vice President when she uttered that, and they said that the Vice President is an ordinary citizen. Do you remember that?
Objection
I
leading.
think so, Your Honor.
Your Honor, again, this is the purpose of
Witness may
redirect.
answer.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with that? That the Vice President is an ordinary individual?
Definitely not, Your Honor. The Vice President is the second highest official of the land, sir.
Okay, now, let's proceed. Mr. Witness, yesterday, the defense devoted more than 2 hours in pointing, for example, number one, an alleged discrepancy in the subpoena, okay, dated November 6, 2024, and according to the defense, the NBI supposedly started its investigation on November 23, but there was already a subpoena dated November 6. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Witness, how do you characterize this error, if at all?
Typo, sir. Typographical error, sir.
Typographical, para maintindihan ng ating mga kababayan, Attorney Lotok, ano ba ibig sabihin kung alam mo ng isang typographical error?
Well, basically, hindi ito substantial insofar as the the document is concerned. Ito ho yung may mga for instance, maling spelling o nagkamali lang ng date. Then pag makita mo naman dun sa surrounding circumstances, ito naman ang tinutukoy na date. O gaya ng mga case numbers.
Case numbers. Now, what effect, if any, did this typographical error have on the statement of the Vice President threatening the President and the two others? What's the effect, if any, of these errors?
They don't have any effect at all insofar as the findings of the NBI is concerned, sir.
Why is that?
Well, because those typographical errors does not alter the fact that the video exists. It does not alter the fact that the Vice President uttered those statements. And it does not alter the fact that the findings of the NBI is that the Vice President committed the crime of grave threats and inciting to sedition.
Okay,
Your
now.
Honor.
You also, the defense also mentioned that there is a lack of signature of Attorney Ria Asuncion on one of the several minutes of the interview, this time with a certain Jason Rubrico of SMNI. How do you characterize that error again, if you know?
Typo, sir.
Typo
Typographical
error.
sir.
What effect, if any, does that typo error have on the statements of the Vice President threatening the President and the two others?
Again, sir, hindi ho nabago yung utterances ng Vice Presidente. Hindi rin ho nabago yung video. Hindi rin ho nabago yung findings namin na indeed kumpleto yung mga ebidensya at ang Presidente ay nag-commit ng crime of grave threats and inciting to sedition.
Okay. Third point. What about the alleged discrepancy in docket numbers? How do you characterize that error?
Objection, Your Honor. The witness already testified during cross-examination that he was not privy to the assignment of docket numbers as that is the function of the DOJ. So he won't be competent to answer.
Your Honor, I do remember, despite that, the counsel asked several questions after that, and the witness was able to answer those questions.
Your Honor,
It's for the witness
Your
to answer
Honor,
that.
he mentioned, Your Honor, that he does not have personal knowledge.
In
Your
fact, Your Honor,
Counsel, if he gives a different answer, then you can address that in your
Yes.
recross.
okay, sorry.
Witness may answer.
This discrepancy in the docket numbers, how do you characterize this error?
Again, Your Honor.
Objection, Your Honor, he won't be
in-
competent to answer that because
Oh.
docket numbers are assigned by the DOJ, not by the NBI.
Exactly, that's the
Again,
point.
counsel, let him answer. What if he answers that he's not competent, then that's his answer. Witness may answer.
Well, kung docket number lang ho ang pag-uusapan, hindi ho nawala yung existence ng video. Hindi rin ho nabago na ang Vice Presidente ay nagsalita na meron na siyang kinausap na tao.
Attorney Lotok, your answer is not responsive though. Kindly answer the question of the
Opo.
counsel.
Okay, how do you characterize that error?
Typographical error.
Okay, next
sir.
question. What effect, if any, does that typographical error have on the statements of the Vice President threatening the President, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., His Excellency, and the two others?
No effect at all, Your Honor. Hindi ho na-alter yung utterances ng Vice Presidente.
Okay, now, let's go to the affidavits of investigation, which the good counsel mentioned in yesterday's cross-examination. During your cross-examination, you were asked questions concerning the January 30, 2025 affidavit of investigation. After that affidavit was submitted, now the question is, what action, if any, did the Department of Justice take, and if you know?
The Department of Justice evaluated the referral by the NBI. And then after evaluation, nag-issue po sila ng certification na kulang pa, insufficient yung inyong sinubmit. So dapat i-comply niyo muna itong mga requirements na to. So nagbigay ho sila ng, I think 7 ho ang nandoon. Yun po ang ginawa ng Department of Justice.
All right. Now, what did the NBI do, if any, in response to that recommendation from the DOJ?
The NBI complied the requirements of the Department of Justice, and as a matter of fact, nung na-comply na ho namin, the DOJ issued a certification stating to the effect na you have complied all